successful with doing that without causing a wedge. So they pretty much let me be.
Siobhan, does this ever get complicated?
Absolutely. It does get complicated at times. You're working with two strong-minded individuals and independent women, so it's more or less complicated for this guy, not for us.
Exactly.
How do you guys file your taxes?
Y'all stupid, man. Y'all funny.
Whatever we're doing as family. And Uncle Sam has to get his piece. We all know how that works. Guys, it's not for everybody. That much is clear. I don't know how you guys navigate this, especially the chores and the dishes and the trash, but it seems to be working for you. I'm not going to judge. And Alex, good luck. That's all I have to say.
Thank you for that. Thank you. It's very wonderful. It's something different, you know what I mean? Loving it a different way, loving multiple individuals and enjoying each other as we create life together. Yeah, it's not for a lot of people. It does take a lot of self-awareness, maturity, communication. You hear someone that lives in a non-monogamous or poly relationship, they tell you communication is always going to be key. And that's what really helps them.
I think a lot of men are admiring your position right now, but a lot of men are also thinking like, this is too much. So, way to go, Alex, I guess, if that's what you're into. Tucker's up next, and always remember, on Waters, this is my way.
And welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. 2 years ago this month, right before the last presidential election, the 2020 election, we interviewed a former business partner of the Biden family. His name was Tony Bobulinski, and he told us a remarkable story. Joe Biden's son and his brother had entered into highly lucrative deals with foreign governments, including the Communist government of China, in which they sold access to the United States government in exchange for millions of dollars for themselves. Now, on many levels, that was a crime. Joe Biden was aware of it when it happened, and Joe Biden profited from it directly. It was a strong charge to make, but Tony Bobulinski had the documents, the emails, and text messages to prove that it happened. We considered it a huge story, and we spent an hour on it in October of 2020. 2 years later, we still consider it a huge story. In all of that time, no other major news organization in this country has bothered to follow up. The New York Times never interviewed Tony Bobulinski as part of an investigation into the Biden family business deals, which is strange because he's a partner with the Biden family. But then neither has the Washington Post, neither have the other television networks. They've ignored it. The FBI, whose job it is to enforce federal law, did take a lengthy statement from Tony Bobulinski back in 2020. And during that conversation, he outlined several felonies the Bidens had committed. And he know because he saw it. And then provided extensive documentation to prove them happened. The agency spoke.
Let me see something, man.
Did you get the note?
Hey, y'all, what's happening? Give it a couple of minutes. We're going to wait for Cass to get in the room. Hold on for a second. We're going to get started in a minute. Okay.
No, this tiny wave came at. Go, he screamed like a girl and fell off his board.
Maybe you not smell. We swallowed a lot of water.
Is he gonna be okay?
I think so. He tried slipping me the tongue.
Can you hear me?
Mr. Justice was cracking.
He's trying to say shark.
Man, this fool ain't got no sense. Okay, I can go ahead and turn this off. Turn this computer off. Let's see. Clear data. Okay. Yeah, give me a second, players. Let me turn this computer off because it's sorry we're starting late. I went to the store and I took more time than I normally do. That's why we're starting late. I apologize if people were waiting at 6 p.m. I apologize. I had to get a bunch of stuff because I got a lot of stuff I got to do later on this week. So it was imperative that I got some shopping done. Okay. But anyway, I apologize. Let's go ahead and get started, man, because can't wait all night, and I'm not gonna be on here all too long. But I gotta get, I gotta get, all. I gotta make all my points, hit all my points. Anyway, the topic of the day is for the Facts Over Feelings podcast. I am your host, the MoorishOG, aka the Iceman. We back up in here for another Tuesday evening. Make sure that you go by asktheiceman.com and check out my book, The Game of Life According to the Iceman, Volume 1. You can get it at asktheiceman.com, or you can go to Amazon and get it. Can you dig it? Also, I got the Cash App thing right there. If you seek to make donations so that you can write it off on your 2023 taxes. Go ahead and make that move. It's much appreciated. Can you dig it? Anyway, today's topic is social climbers versus self-made individuals, locomotives, and boxcars, part 2. Excuse me. I did part 1 about, I want to say, probably about a year ago. So I'm going to pick up where I left off right there. Just want to put you guys up on game. The Supreme Court is taking up several cases. And one of the cases is on immigration. They didn't discuss they didn't discuss they didn't discuss uh dance, everybody. They didn't discuss. Let me post to IG. Give me a second, y'all. So there's several immigration. One is on LGBT rights, and the third one, I can't remember what it was about. It was about something dealing with the Second Amendment. So as you can see, the Biden administration, DOJ, constantly keep trying to fight to get all these fringe, fringe policies turned into congressional bills so he can sign it on at his desk. We got to stay we got to stay vigilant, because this is how they sneak stuff by you. Sure, we hear about the stuff that they do right in front of our faces, but a lot of bills get passed that we don't even know about, that we don't even know got passed. Okay. And as a result of that, stuff get passed and we don't even know. Like I said, and we don't know how many more executive orders he keeps signing. Okay. Like, again, about a year and a half ago, I went and tried to purchase a firearm, and they had me. Not only do you always got to go through the ATF background check, but they got something where they check your utility bill to see if you live at that address. They check your social media. They want your social security number. Man, I can't wait for this dude to get out of office, man. I can't wait. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of Biden, man. I am so sick of that dude. Every time you turn around, he trying to slip some LGBT nonsense past us. It's bad enough that we got all these horrible movies out here. What's up, Miss Raquel? How you doing? Hope all is well. Hope all is well for all of you guys. Hope you guys had a good day today. Hope you had a productive day. I get tired of being a law-abiding citizen, and I go get something, and you want to look at my social media. What does that have to do with anything? Sure, some of these mass shooters have posted manifestos on their Facebook page. All of them don't do that. All of them don't do that, people. See, let me tell you something. Even amongst Caucasian Democratic voters, he is not popular right now. And that's why all these people who running for Senate, who's running for Congress, notice a lot of them are distancing themselves from Biden because they know he's radioactive. What up, though? He's radioactive. So a lot of, aspiring politicians who got a campaign coming up, or election coming up, they like, hey, man, I ain't with Biden. I'm not with him. Let me turn this air conditioner off. I didn't mean to have it on too long. Okay. So we are looking at a situation where we have a president who is ignoring damn near 90% of his voter base with all this old fringe silliness. And did y'all see that video where Stacey J.J. Abrams, some brother had asked her about reparations? Y'all heard what she said, right? You can barely hear it, but she said no reparations. Those of you who live in Georgia, in the state of Georgia, if you go out there and vote for that fat mammy, that fat lesbian mammy, you need your ass kicked. Okay? Well, the Republicans ain't gonna do nothing for us. We already know that. You know, I find it interesting how a lot of these folk, these Biden sexuals that voted for Biden, I notice how a lot of them are being real quiet. You notice that? They being real quiet because they know that if anybody finds out they voted for Biden, they know they're gonna get clowned majorly. You understand me? So they're being careful. Okay? But I guarantee those same sorry, narcissistic Negroes are going to take their ass to the polls on November, whatever day, election day is, and vote for these trifling, no good, do nothing Democrats. Okay? They act like they got to go vote. You ain't got to do a damn thing. These are the same people who don't think it's important to build relationships with other black people, especially as it relates to supporting black businesses. These are the niggas that donate to the Red Cross, even though the Red Cross got about $2 or $3 billion in the bank. Every time we have a natural disaster, here come the Red Cross running these ads, talking about, like I'm at the store today, and the no good ass, I'm getting ready to pay for my food, and here's some little sorry ass little screen pops up talking about, do you want to donate to the Red Cross? And I said, hell no. I know people probably looked at me crazy. I was like, man, I wish I would get a Red Cross some damn money. All they do is herd people into school gymnasiums. They put down them hard ass cots, and they don't even feed them people. They be giving them water and blankets, cheap ass blankets. That's where your donations are going, while they pocket the rest of it. Okay? Get out of here with that nonsense. What's up, Mr. Steve Mack? You understand me? So this is why I keep hitting some of these topics all the time, because I want to give you all the information that you need so you can make an informed decision. Because you should be voting for an agenda, not somebody that got a D or an R behind their name. You need to, if the Republicans got an agenda to help black people economically, vote for them. If the Democrats wake up and provide tangibles to black Americans, foundational black Americans only, I'll vote for the Democrat. But what I'm not going to do is vote for anybody who does not have an agenda to help black people economically. You digs? Because you got to understand, like, I'll give you an example. I got a lot of frat brothers that live in Los Angeles, California. And a lot of these cats live near a main thoroughfare called Crenshaw Boulevard. And to show you how powerless these niggas are, they putting a light rail station right in the middle of the damn street. They widen the street and they put this uh metro light rail station right there in the middle of the damn street. And all the black businesses are right across the street from this station. Almost all of them are moving out because the Russians or the Jewish people or the Caucasian families who own those buildings in the hood on Crenshaw are jacking up the rent. That's what I've been told. They've been jacking up the rent. Now, these so-called educated Negroes who's supposed to be making all this money working in corporate America, don't none of it, you know, when Tariq went to look to buy a building for that museum, he couldn't find now one black-owned building. These niggas been living in L. Some of these niggas are older than me. And they ain't made no effort whatsoever to buy any of that property. How you gonna live in a neighborhood and you call yourself the part of the talented 10th and you don't own nothing? You supposed to be the Negroes that put the money together to buy that kind of stuff. And you ain't even got enough self-respect as a black man to buy and get together with other black men and buy. It's just a bunch of Negroes renting since I was a kid. I'm almost 60 years old. These Negroes don't own nothing. But yet they up here keep voting for these damn Democrats. Well, we just gonna vote for them Democrats and let them be the leader of our neighborhood. I'm gonna vote for these Democrats so they could be the leader of my home, my family. Because I'm a beta male who is used to white folks running everything inside and outside their homes. And most of these brothers don't even own their own home. Some of them do. Some of the older cats do. And a lot of them, some of them still live in South Central, ain't doing nothing. They'll walk around talking about A5A, but ain't doing nothing to help their people, which is why they supposedly started these Greek organizations in the first place. During Hurricane Harvey, I tried to raise money to help cats out, and they didn't even, only one person donated out of thousands of people. Okay. And I have a reputation of doing good business. I'm not a crook like some people. Okay. I don't need to pad my pockets. I go out here and hustle. The only reason why I ask for donations on here is because sometimes I do a lot of research before I get on here so I know what I'm talking about. We got to stop this. I ain't going to pad his pockets. I'm patting this nigga's pockets because I ain't got nothing. But don't listen. I'm not trying to boast my numbers. I could care less. You got people who are subscribed to my channel still won't listen to none of the videos unless I'm talking about women and dating. When I start talking about serious subjects like this, these sorry niggas don't even tune in because these are the niggas that work at the warehouse making $15 an hour. All the Mexicans is kicking their ass. All the white folks at the job are kicking their ass, talking shit to them, calling them mayate and nigga and treating them like a nigga, a third-class citizen. But these are the same scary niggas who won't even tune in to get gamed up. But you can best believe that's gonna be the dude who gonna get ambushed out here by one of these white supremacists and gonna get caught slipping in these streets, and then they're gonna want to tune in. Because let me tell you something, we already in a race war. When the black man in America finally wakes up and realizes that he's in a race war, because it's gonna happen. It's inevitable. It ain't the black people defending themselves and reacting to this race war that's been going on for almost 500 years. Some of these brothers and sisters are going to these gun shops buying guns so they can protect themselves. There has been a 30 to 40% jump in black gun ownership. Okay? Now, I'm not trying to insult violence. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that we all can be victims of white supremacy, white supremacist violence. So it makes sense for you to get ready and stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. You digs? So I'm sitting here and I keep, I see all these niggas posting all this stuff on Facebook, high-siding and bullshitting. Lou, look at my car. Ooh, look at my Lexus. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, look at that. Nigga don't own jack. Don't own anything. A lot of these same guys, if it wasn't for their wives working, they be sleeping in their car. Okay? A lot of cats that I know, family and non-family, you can pretty much figure out that if it wasn't for their wives' paycheck or their girlfriend's paycheck, them niggas would be sleeping in the streets. But these guys are abusive toward their girlfriends and wives. Some of them are, not all of them. Some of them, a couple of them. They disrespectful toward their girlfriends and wives. Okay, their wives are gonna have to work till they 80 years old because these lazy Negroes who allow their wives to lead and girlfriends to lead the family and be the financial breadwinner and financial leader in a house where they ought to be the financial leader. But because some of these guys, all they think about is manipulating people every day, all day, they ain't built nothing. They ain't built nothing. So all they got is memories of all the ass they used to pay for because they ain't got it free. Because all these dudes are tricks. Okay? All of them are tricks. Because anybody that got to get married to cheat, you ain't shit. You ain't shit. Cheat. And see, what makes me mad, dog, is some of these same women, if a good dude came along with major paper, they still wouldn't get with him. They go back to this bum. They'll go back to that bum. I got kids with him. So? Man, just sorry. That's why I said, I had to think about when all these family members start falling out. I start falling out with all these family members. I start thinking about, I said, well, what's the common denominator here? Me. Okay. And that common denominator, me, is this my fault or is it their fault or is it both our faults? It's not my fault because I could care less about them niggas. I mean, we talking about niggas that didn't even call me to hey man, your brother passed away, man. I'm sorry, my condolences. None of them niggas called me. So when something happened to them, you can best believe they won't hear from me. Okay? See, niggas show you what they really about when you are in a situation where like that, where you done lost a loved one like that. Okay? And just like, Donald Trump said, when I get it back in office, all my enemies gonna get that work. He said that. They're gonna get that work. See, if you're not in a position to reward your friends and punish your enemies, you ain't got no money. Because a nigga that makes $20 an hour working in a warehouse, he ain't got no power. He's even more powerless than you are. Okay? All he want to do is go get some weed, go get something to drink, get something to, get some crack to smoke. That's what their whole weekend consists of. They drunk and high the whole 48 hours of the weekend. When they fall into work on Monday morning, they look like they've been in a train wreck. And they do that shit every week till they get cancer or something happened to them. You see how that works? See how that works? This is why I came up with this title of Locomotives and Boxcars. Okay? Now, the last time I talked about, let me give you a quick review. The last time we talked about this, I explained that a locomotive is nothing but a power plant on wheels. That's all it is. And if you hook it up to, to run its electrical, because it's a big ass generator on wheels. It could probably give 10, 15, 20 homes electricity 24/7, as long as they keep diesel fuel in the engine. Okay, the man is supposed to be the locomotive. That's what you designed to do, pull them damn boxcars. But 99% of black men today ain't interested in being a locomotive. They want to be a boxcar. Now, women and children are boxcars. Okay? I don't care if the woman's got a job or not. She's still a boxcar. And how if you look at a boxcar can't do nothing but sit there on that track. Them 100,000 tons of steel ain't going nowhere until that locomotive hooks itself up, couples itself up with the coupler on the boxcar, pulls that boxcar. So that boxcar by itself is worth nothing if without the locomotive. And this is why you see financially, this is why you see so many American women, specifically black women, whose finances are in tatters. Because they think they're a locomotive because they a single mom, but look how they live their life. They ain't got no discipline. Their children ain't got no discipline. All the children on ADHD medication because they don't have their father and they like to teach them discipline. So all you raising is next generation prison dwellers who going straight on that sewer pipeline to prison, coming out of these single female households, and the women are on the track of being a stank hole just like they mamas, giving up vagina out of both pant legs, and then wonder why they ain't got a husband, or they got a husband but didn't keep it. His mind and his penis was over here on the other side of town. Oh, you want to get fat and then be disrespectful? Okay. I just won't go up in your ass. Okay? That's how you get cheated on, ladies. And you deserve it. You deserve to be cheated on trying to run game on niggas. Look, man, let me, I saw a graphic yesterday on the news. 18% of, I think it was electrical. 18% people's electric bill have gone up 18% since Biden got in office. Okay? 18%. Now, some of you might say, hey, man, that ain't a lot of money. That ain't a lot of money. Bullshit, it ain't. You talking about if somebody's been paying $80 a month for the utility bill, and now they're paying $140 a month. Now, for you, that might not be a big deal. But for a single mom whose money is already tight, remember, most women in this country don't make no more than, on average, they don't make no more than 36,000 to 42, no, 32,000 to 39,000. That's all women make in this country. But when they say the new breed, what up? So what are we really talking about here? We're talking about 33% of natural gas. People's natural gas bill done went up 33%. That's a lot. That means for the person that is paying $150 a month is now going to be paying $210 a month or $220 a month. Again, for somebody who only got a one income household, a single mom, you ain't going to make it. The eviction rate amongst Black women is skyrocketing right now. But these are the same women who were talking about I'm strong and independent. 33% for natural gas, brother. 18% for electrical bills. Think about this. In a month, it's going to be cold as hell. In the Midwest and on the East Coast, it's going to be cold as hell. Okay? Now think about this. Christmas time is coming up, and you know women sit up here and celebrate every holiday. You got women who ain't even Jewish, celebrating a Jewish holiday. That's how silly women are. You can't count on them for nothing. And so all of these women that you know, even though they get their light bill done went up 18% and their natural gas bill done went, those are who have natural gas in their homes, townhomes, and apartments. Probably the older apartments that got natural gas. These people might have to decide between paying those utility bills and eating. Because I was looking at the news when they were interviewing of some women. It was interviewing this illegal alien who was renting a house look all nasty and junky, like they normally the typical Hispanic household. Okay, just nasty. The house stunk on TV. I could smell the stench from the TV. And this woman was talking about they done raised her rent from, I think she said she was paying $600 a month. I think they raised it to like $900 or $1,000 a month. And she said there's no way that she can pay it. She said they done already took her to court. And she's hoping that she can get some money from some nonprofit or something to pay the rent. And the news guy said, "How you gonna pay these bills, lady?" She was like, I don't know. Do you really, how many men do you know are in a situation like that? Not many. Because a man, let me tell you, the average dude, even if he ain't making no money, he knows that it ain't about how much you make, it's what you do with what you do make. Some people make money, they may not make a lot of money, but the little money they do make, they screw it off, which makes them a boxcar. You ain't gonna make it in American society if you're a boxcar, because you can't go nowhere unless a locomotive hooks up to you and starts pulling your ass. So they can deliver those boxcars at the respective company to move those products off that boxcar and possibly go to, ride down the track somewhere else and pick up some boxcars that are ready to pick up to take somewhere else if that's on their route. See, if you don't know whether you're a boxcar or a locomotive, you're an idiot. And a lot of brothers don't know that because ain't nobody taught them. Either they had a simp beta male daddy at home, or they had no daddy, or they grew up in a single female headed household where their mama was an idiot. So these guys go out in life after graduating from high school thinking, hey man, because they've been around their mammy all this time, they think people are giving away stuff. And they're not cognizant of the landmines of white supremacy racism. So when they get out there, they think kissing ass is going to get them over. See, people who kiss ass ain't got no real skills. Okay? Okay? Ass kissers ain't got no skills. Because if they did, they wouldn't be working for somebody else. Because I'll be damned if I have to go to sleep early just to get up to go to some punk ass job, even if I'm making 80, 90, 100,000 a year, and give them more time of my day than I get for myself. I'm not going to get caught up in that kind of situation. Because there was a time where I thought working meant everything, and it didn't. Because if you're making money and you can't pay your child support and the rest of your bills, the courts might say, well, you need to make more. You don't know my situation. You don't know what situation I'm in or that man's in. He might not be in a situation where he can make more money or get another job. You see how screwed up it is? And some of you guys are in that situation. Let me make this clear. People. If you're waiting for somebody to fly, to come down from the sky with a cape on, to come down and save you financially, because the Democrats told you that they were going to fix everything when they got in the office, and now you getting evicted from your apartment. Some of these black women are getting evicted from apartments they done been in 10 years. Because they done raised the rent, and that $200 of increased rent is wiping them out because they blow every dime they get, charging up them credit cards. I charge credit cards depending on which one it is. I pay it all off the next month or the next 2 months, because you ain't gonna get me you ain't gonna have me paying, interest on, that little nothing money. See, this is how people's student loans get out of control. So that's why if the average person has $30,000 in loans and Joe Biden only has forgiven 10,000, or if you use the Pell Grant during your undergrad years, you get you get 20,000 written off. You still got $10,000 you gotta pay. You know, and just like this one dude said on TV, he said, "Man, Joe Biden is a horrible president because he doesn't know what he's doing. He's doing all these half-brain, you know, fringe things that's destroying the economy." Do you know this? We're in the second quarter right now. No, take that back. October is the start of the first quarter for the fiscal year. The last 2 quarters, if you have 2 quarters of negative GDP, we are in a recession. Now, notice Biden's administration ain't said nothing. They keep talking about we not in a recession. When you got economists all over the country saying we are in a recession, and inflation keeps going up, 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 up. And the farther it goes up, what does the Federal Reserve do? Increase interest rates, which does what? You got to pay more on them credit cards because whatever the bank gets charged or the financial institution gets charged, they gonna pass that on them fees on to you. Okay, which is why I tell cats all the time: don't allow your credit cards to go unpaid, because the longer because it used to be maybe about 90 days. If you ain't paid in 90 days, they cut the card off. You know what they doing now? They cutting the card off at 30 days. My ex-wife bought her first vehicle after we got divorced. And it only took 3 weeks before that car got repoed. Y'all understand that? You're talking about a sorry individual. Now, what's the difference between a social climber and a self-made individual? Social climbers are clout chasers. And the only way that they can get a leg up at work or anywhere else, or get a loan for a business, is for the white supremacists to be able to help them. That's why you see all these black women TV shows now. You got Queen Latifah, the Equalizer. I can't believe they ruined that franchise, putting her ass up there. And it's just, I mean, the first couple episodes I watched, they were okay. The show was never good to me. And now I think it's in its second or third. It was definitely in its third. I think it's second or third season. And the show ain't got no better. I ain't watched it since. But they, everybody knows that Queen Latifah is a lesbian. Everybody knows that. And if you didn't, you must have been under a rock. Okay? So this is why you see Queen Latifah loaning her voice to commercials talking about getting vaccinated. See, these are bought and paid for Negroes. Like, you see all these black women getting hooked up from these banks. They ain't doing it out the kindness of their heart, brothers. They're doing it to undermine us economically. You shut us out of the economy, you shut us out the job market, and then you give all the jobs to black women and business loans to them, and you try to act like you helping black society by doing so. You ain't doing nothing but further ruining the relationships between black men and black women. Because the only reason why women want a job today is so if they're in a relationship with us, they can have veto power. This is why you don't intertwine your finances with none of these females. I've done it, and it was a painful period in my life. Very painful. Because I had to go and file paperwork with the state to get their name off business licenses and other things. We didn't have no shared bank account. I wasn't that stupid. Okay. So we have black women are social climbers. Black women ain't got nowhere in America where you seeing them getting hooked up. The only reason you see black women getting hooked up is because they're social climbers. They ain't doing it by themselves, brothers. And because they want to make you think it's some black girl magic out here. No, it's white supremacy helping your ass. And again, they ain't doing it out of the kindness of their hearts. And a lot of you guys still think still think these white supremacists in this country are playing with us. So you continue to play. You a grown ass man and a grown ass woman, and you still out here being irresponsible. This race war that's going on right now, there will be confrontations. There will be blood, because these white supremacists out here, they have no respect for us. And they make the assumption, because I see it up here. They make the assumption that all black men are a bunch of cowards. Okay? I've had some Hispanic dudes try to come at me with that bullshit. And when I took them glasses off getting ready to throw down, they backed the fuck up. You got niggas out there in LA running from Mexicans. You running for them? Need your ass kicked. You need your ass kicked thoroughly. If you're just joining us, we're talking about It's the Facts Over Feelings podcast, social climbers versus self-made individuals, locomotives, and boxcars part 2. Okay? Black men, you got to understand your role. Everybody hit the like button. If you in the place to be, hit the like button, please. And share this link with everybody on your social, on all your social media platforms, so they can come here and get gamed up. Can you do that for me, please? Understand? So I'm looking out for us. I'm looking out for us because ain't nobody else doing it. And this thing where you got black men out here chasing ass instead of chasing success and financial independence. Look, I know a lot of old niggas who are single, who are barely getting by. Okay? They never thought that day would come when they can barely pay their rent. Why you think there's so many homeless black men out here? Young and old. It ain't because these guys are sorry. They ain't making no money. And if you getting shut out of the economy and you getting shut out the job market, what else is going to happen to you? You're going to end up ass out. Then you got all these passport Negroes running around here talking like there's some utopia over here, down here in Brazil or Colombia. Mr. Snow, what's cracking? You can donate, ladies and gentlemen, via the Cash App. Cash App ID is $MoorishOG. And so it's insulting that we are behind enemy lines and we seeing brothers get picked off. I don't know how many times. Black women getting shot, black children getting shot, and we still got Negroes playing out here. We still got Negroes getting drunk, smoking crack. I have no respect for black crackheads. Not an iota of sympathy for them niggas. None. Okay? Because every time I try to get some certain family members off that crack pipe, sucking on that glass dick, here these niggas attacking me instead of attacking the Mexicans you buying that shit from. See, that's an off cold nigga. If you don't support your people, because see, like I said, the Negroes that I was talking about at the top of the broadcast that live in the Los Angeles, California area, who post, all this little bullshit online to try to make it look like they balling, yet these niggas don't own anything. You got niggas my age still living in apartments. Okay? But you up here high siding. Okay? These are off code niggas. They're off code. They don't care nothing about the rest of us. All they care about is themselves. So they go out here making off code decisions that affect all of us. You got like my frat brother is Senator Ralph Warnock. Now he's the senior pastor at Dr. King's old church. That none of that makes any difference to me because all he is a Biden ass kisser. All he does is vote with Biden. Everything Biden do, he does. Everything Schumer tell him to do, he does it. And for Herschel Walker's mumble mouth ass to damn near in the polls, and again, the polls don't really mean that much, but it does give you an idea, if a mush mouth dude like that is whooping your ass in the polls, you got a real problem. And the Democrats know it. That's why they're trying to run smoke screens and play smoke and mirror games in the media, trying to make people think they winning. Remember I told you about Trump when Trump was in there? Trump would get on TV and be like, I'm winning. And he could have lost that day. But you don't, a lot of y'all don't understand how somebody can sit there and clearly not be winning. But if their attitude is I'm winning, and you listen to that, they done got over on your ass. And that's all the Democrats are doing. Because you got to understand, most Democratic donors that donate millions of dollars to the Democratic Party, these are the same people who own the media. They own every other media outfit outside of Fox News. Did you know that? And yet I got to tune in to Fox News to get the truth about what's going on in news. That's sad that I can turn on CNN, MSNBC and get a bunch of lies. The Democrats have no agenda. All they have is Trump's bad, Biden's good. And Biden has already declared that he's going to run in 2024. That's ego talking. Because, see, they finessed that last election. They ain't going to get over this time. I don't know how they did it, but Biden ain't got no business being in the White House. I'm not saying the election was a sham. I'm not saying that, because it wasn't. But somebody finessed something. Why do you think that Stacey Abrams been working her tail off for the past 4, 5, 6 years, scheming behind the scenes to try to get elected? And you got dumb niggas in Atlanta in the ATL talking about they gonna vote for black men for Stacey Abrams. Y'all see that commercial they edited to make it look like she's talking to black men, but yet you could tell that the black men were in another room and they recorded her part and they merged it together in editing, post production, to make it look like she's talking to black men. What a shyster. But all these church going, cheese eating, talented 10th Democratic vote Negroes are gonna vote for Stacey Abrams, even though she ain't gonna do a damn thing for them. She could stand up there on national worldwide television and say, I ain't doing nothing for black people. And them Negroes will still go down there and vote for it. Just like they voted for Fonnie Willis for Fulton County DA. And she dropped any case against any cops. She dropped the charges against them. And now she's trying to put Young Thug and all his compadres are a gang. She don't put RICO charges on them Negro. Man, let me tell you something. Once they put a RICO charge on you, that's life. You gonna get life. You understand me? Now, what was Young Thug saying at a BET Awards or one of these award shows a couple years back? Oh man, all lives matter. I bet you he ain't sitting in jail, because he's in jail right now. He been in jail for months. They ain't let his ass, he ain't even get bail. I bet he ain't saying all lives matter now, is it? I bet you he ain't saying all lives matter now, because his life is on the line. He might end up being in a situation where he ain't gonna never see his children again outside of a plexiglass window. Anytime you got a black prosecutor, male or female, that's endorsed by police unions, they they corrupt. And they gonna help push a white supremacist anti-black criminal agenda. That's why they got that black woman out of the LA DA's office. They got her ass up out the paint because she was doing the same thing Fonnie Willis is doing. Charging everybody but the police. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Go to AskIceman.com, scroll down to the donate button to set up a monthly recurring donations. Also, if you, I do life coaching. So if you need to talk to me about anything life related that's going on, whether it's career, maybe you want to change careers, maybe you need help, maybe you just broke up with somebody, maybe you just went through a divorce and you need to talk to somebody that's got a mental health background, holla at your boy. Go to AskTheIceman.com, scroll down. There are different plans for you to choose from. And I'll be happy to talk to you. And it ain't that expensive. Matter of fact, it ain't expensive at all. Okay? Don't sit up here and suffer in silence because you a hate Negro. You think I'm rich? No, I'm not. The little money I do make, I make it work for me. Because I'm not out here tricking my money off at the strip club and off raggedy ass single moms who ain't shit. Okay? I don't do that. I'd rather sit at home. Yeah, I might want to do certain things outside in the streets, but I'm not going to do it because, I don't want to catch a case. I don't like driving around at night, especially on Thursday through Sunday, because the alphabet boys are out there just waiting to, pull a drunk stop, even though I don't drink and drive. Okay? Now, what I say on this podcast might not be sexy to you because I'm not talking about male-female relations, but listen here. Most of y'all are in a situation where you need to hear the truth. So let's review. A social climber is usually a woman. Okay? A woman doesn't get anything unless there's some feminist bullshit shenanigans going on at the job. Okay? Like I told y'all, I go to the VA. The VA used to have a lot of male veterans working at the VA. Now you got a bunch of non-veteran white females working at the damn VA. And man, every time I look around, somebody got a damn attitude. Okay? That's what happens when you hire a bunch of women and you make them and you feed their ego by making them think they'll never get fired because their unions are so strong. That's why I loved it when Trump was in there firing their asses. Man, Trump got rid of hundreds of thousands of doctors and nurses and administrators who were jiving and jacking off at the job. He got rid of them. Union or no union. Now, a self-made person, let me give you an example of a self-made person. TBA and Tariq Nasheed. Okay? Not talking about somebody that work at a white-owned corporation that the only reason why they got a job is because, they lucked up and got the job. I ain't talking about them. You're not self-made if you work for somebody else. See, I'm self-made. Self-made people create something out of nothing. There wasn't no Iceman podcast. There wasn't no Facts Over Feelings podcast until I created it. Because I blaze my own path. I don't follow other people around. I lead. I don't follow. I'm a locomotive. I'm an alpha male. And I follow no man. I might collaborate with like-minded men like myself, but let's get it straight. I don't follow no man. I follow God, but I don't follow no man. I damn sure don't follow no female. Now, a lot of people hate TBA and they hate Tariq because they're self-made. They created their own lane. And a lot of black folks don't like that. Because they like, well, damn, I got to get up every morning to go to this damn plantation every morning. How come that nigga don't? So their attitude is like, nigga, where's that museum, nigga? Where is that museum / strip club, nigga? Okay? And it ain't just Africans and Caribbean folks accusing them of that. There's FBA niggas who are accusing them of that. I love self-made men and women. Very few black female business owners are self-made. Very few. Very few of them. Because women are social climbers. They don't create anything. They piggyback off of your ass as a man. That's why when I see these no good feminists talking about, well, men's soccer players get more than the women. Yeah, because ain't nobody watching the women. That's why. Because people get tired of the media promoting this white LGBT black forcing black homosexuality down the throats of black people. So you look around here and they're trying to make the argument that women ought to get, like I've been seeing a bunch of articles on the internet complaining about the WNBA players not making no money. Talking about they be riding flying coach. If that's all the team can pay for, then, see, this is why they want to merge and they want to create this gender bullshit, because sex means a God-given, you either male or you female. And that's why they say gender now. Back in my day, if you filled out a job application and it said sex, it didn't say gender. Because if you ask somebody what their gender is, they can be like, well, I ain't got no gender. That's why all this pronoun shit, she and her and all, man, I wish I would say any of that shit. I could care less. You misgendered me. What kind of death? Well, that ain't even a word. I've seen ugly ass Caucasian males dressed like women trying to use the girls' bathroom. And women raising hell. Like, I'll give you an example. Back east, and I can't remember what state, there was a this trans person, this man dressed up like a woman, still got man hands, still got a penis. This dude was in the locker room at a Y with a bunch of girls in there. And a couple of those Caucasian women said, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Because dude took his clothes off and, he got his elephant trunk hanging right there. And them women was like, hell no. Hell no. Because some of these women had their daughters in there and people were outraged. Hell, you go to some of these public places and they'll have signs on there saying only like-minded, only like sex children can be brought into this restroom. So if you got a daughter and you got your daughter with you and you say mama's at home and you taking your daughter out to hang out and your daughter needs to use the bathroom, what if they don't have a unisex bathroom for you to take your daughter to? You can't take her in there. If they got that sign up there, you can't take your child in there because somebody gonna say something. Or they gonna see something they ain't got no business seeing. I know because I went through it with my daughter. So the Democratic Party is more worried about transvestites using a women's bathroom than they do getting the economy out the toilet. They can't watch. We gonna have watch this first quarter of the fiscal year, federal fiscal year. I guarantee we're gonna have another quarter of negative GDP because of this guy in the White House who don't care nothing about the whole country. He only care about his little fringe supporters. And we ain't talking about the black voters that voted for him. All you Biden sexuals that voted for Biden. I know you're getting tired of me saying it. I don't care. You're real quiet right now, Biden sexuals. Self-made men, and mainly men, but some women, self-made people deserve all your money and respect, all your financial support and respect, because they had the heart and the guts to go out here and strike out on their own, rather than be a worker drone like some of these other folks out here, going to work cussing, driving to work cussing every day, working 10 hours a day. By the time you get home, you're dog tired to the bone. Now you got to deal with your children. You done lost almost all of the most important hours of the day making that white man rich at that white corporation. Your supervisor and his supervisor and his supervisor and the vice president of the company, here they going skiing once every 2 months or once every month. They taking their girlfriends and wives skiing in Aspen. Meanwhile, you can't even drive around the block because you ain't got it, because you got to pay them credit cards. And you know what's funny to me? You know what a lot of broke niggas do that own a house? These niggas will go take loan after loan after loan after, refinancing the house, taking every little bit of equity out of the damn house. And now, instead of that $200,000 house that you bought 25 years ago that should have been paid off by now. Matter of fact, if you were pulling your weight, you were pulling your weight with your old lady, y'all could have paid the house off in 15 years. But instead, you've been in the house 25 years, and you every time you get $5 equity in the house, you taking loans off or you refinance. Man, I've been in this house for 2 years. Man, almost every day I'm getting a stack of credit card, not applications, but already, approved credit card. All I got to do is call or go online. I throw that shit in the recycling receptacle. I don't keep that stuff. I don't look. I got a couple credit cards, and that's all I need. I don't need a whole bunch of them. Okay, and I like to charge, and I got a lot of the cards that, like, I got a Delta Airlines credit card, and every time I charge something on there, I get cash back. I get points. And after a while, I might have $50 in that little bank, and I could either use that to pay the bill on there, or I can use it to go toward buying plane tickets with Delta, because I don't fly nobody else. I don't fly United. I don't fly American. I only fly Delta because I ain't had no problems with Delta Airlines. And I've been flying them for well past a decade. The last time I flew on United or American was while I was still in that master's program, that master's in social work program. And let me tell you something. They treated me so bad that I ain't flew neither one of them airlines since. And I used to fly nothing but American everywhere, even overseas. I flew American. I ain't checked Delta or nobody else. But I don't mess around with these other airlines because they ain't worth nothing. I remember one time I flew from LA to San Antonio. And for some reason, this American Airlines flight had to stop in Dallas. When I got to Dallas, it was bad enough that I had a layover for 2 hours. By the time I got on the plane, it was raining. By the time we got down to San Antonio, because the flight was late, do you know they had us sitting on the tarmac for 2 hours? And it's raining like cats and dogs outside. I was like, y'all ain't getting no more money out of me, American Airlines. You treat me like that, you won't get no more of my money. And some of these airlines need them dollars. You dig? Which one are you? Are you a locomotive or are you a boxcar? Because let me tell you something. If you're a male and you're a boxcar, you're in financial trouble right now. You are running the risk of if you lose your job or your hours get cut. I remember I used to work at them factories back in the day. And stupid Negroes, some of these Negroes, before we got our paycheck every Friday. By Thursday afternoon, they ain't even got their check yet, and the check already gone because they borrowing money from niggas at work. These corporations understand the psychology of the average employee. They know if they make you think that you got a permanent job, which to me is an oxymoron because ain't no job permanent. Okay? It's just long-term temporary. You okay? These guys would F off their money. By Monday, they were trying to borrow some money from me. I said, hey man, I don't loan money out at work. I don't do that. Because if I loan you 50 stacks, I mean, it's not 50 stacks, but $50. If I let you hold $50, I want my $50 back. And you know damn good and well them niggas ain't gonna pay me back. So I would tell her, hey man, I don't loan money out. And yeah, they poked their mouth out, wouldn't speak to me for a couple of weeks. I don't give a damn, nigga. Your name ain't on my paycheck. But they know the average person is gonna run up their credit cards. They gonna go out here and rent a place they can't afford, or they can only rent or buy and maintain the mortgage and or the rent only if they wife or their boyfriend or husband contribute, both incomes to the household. I don't want to live in no situation like that. That's why I've told women the last couple of years, I said, look, I'm going to pay all the bills. If you want to work, that's fine. But don't think your job is going to afford you veto power. Because one chick said to me, she said, Ice, she said, if me and you live together, you said you wanted to pay all the bills. I said, yep, that's true. But let me ask you this. Are you going to put my name on the deed on your house? And I said, hell to the no. I ain't never doing that. And a couple of them women was like, they was like, I guess I'm out. I said, I guess you are. I guess you are. Because I ain't signing nothing over to nobody. I don't need your income to pay my house note. And I still pay my light, all my utilities, my water bill, my gas bill, my electric bill. Ain't none of them bills so high that I can't pay. My last electric bill for this month was $215. Now it's just me in here, but it gets hot in here. So I got to turn the air conditioning on. Well, if I turn it on overnight, because I can't sleep in no hot bed. I like to have my crib cold, even though I might be uncomfortable when I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. I don't care, because as soon as I hit that bed, I'm going back to sleep. You digs? Hold up for a second. I'm gonna take a break right here. If those of you, if you plan on donating, go ahead and donate. If you got Cash App ID is $MoorishOG. It's up there in the chat room. Donate $1, $2, whatever you can afford. You digs? Support the podcast. Let's stop doing this. I expect something free shit. My time ain't free. The knowledge is free. My time ain't. Okay? Because I don't come on here half-cocked. Because I encourage everybody. I don't care whether you're on fake, because I'm doing a simulcast right now. We on Facebook and we on YouTube. And I tell folks on both platforms, hey, the black media don't exist if you don't support it. But you got to understand, Negroes that still want to watch MSNBC and CBS, ABC, and NBC and MSNBC lying asses. Those Negroes ain't gonna support me. And we supposed to be in the same fraternity. Some of these niggas I've known for 20 years. Don't do nothing for black people. But yet they standing up there. A4A. Don't do nothing for nobody. Don't do nothing for their race. Everybody else supporting their race. But we black men, and especially us black men, we got to beg folks to support us financially. That's why I went ahead, and it is not just people donating that I stopped doing the broadcast the last time. People just wasn't supporting the live stream, but yet I get, got people that got my number on one of my phones. These guys text me telling my Ice, when you gonna start the live stream back up? And I'm like, never. Why is that? I said, because you niggas don't support me, man. Some of y'all been listening to me since day one, since 2010, and you still don't support me. So why am I going to waste my hour, take an hour and a half, 2 hours out of my day to try to get you gamed up, and you don't even support a player. You won't even hit the like button. But you sitting in the background getting gamed up while everybody else participates. That's why I switched to chat room. If you notice, ain't a whole bunch of people in the chat room. We don't have all them trolls. You know why? I set it to subscriber only. If you're not a subscriber, you can't post in the chat room. So we don't have all them white supremacists, all these clowns coming into the chat room acting like assholes. Okay? Again, which one are you? Are you a locomotive or are you a boxcar, brother? See, I don't care what the women are, because 10 times out of 10, they're going to be a boxcar anyway. You, on the other hand, are expected to be a locomotive. And if you're not pulling your weight, then you ain't a locomotive. You're a boxcar. If you fit that boxcar narrative, then you ought to be ashamed of yourself. This is why we have so many black people undermining our reparations movement. We got FBA Negroes that are trying to undermine the reparations movement because they're projecting their failure on everybody else. They're a failure, so they projecting their failure on everybody else. You're not gonna project your failure on me, because I'm not a failure. I'm a success story. I done fell off 3 or 4 times, been homeless 3-4 years, and still came back with a vengeance every time. bypassing people who have never fallen off, bypassing Negroes that have never fallen off, who got wives at home, and I'm still kicking their ass. Oh, that chaps some niggas' hides. How this nigga pop up? Because a lot of cats will send me an email, they be like, Ice, only reason why you doing okay is because you a veteran. I'm like, dude, that ain't got shit to do with it. If you can't pay those fees, even though they don't charge you down payment on a loan, a VA loan, you still got to pay thousands of dollars in fees. If you don't have that $5,000-$6,000 in fees, guess what? You ain't closing. And if I sat around and spent all my money in the bars and clubs and strip clubs, do you think I'm gonna have that $6,000 to pay those fees? No. Oh, Ice, you making more money than you letting off. No, I ain't. I know what to do with my money. I don't blow my money. I'm not gonna go to a bar and help send the owners of that bar and the manager of that bar kids to college. I'm not paying for their kids to go to college. I'm not paying your pension for them expensive watered down fucking drinks. I remember one time when I was still back in that Masters of Social Work program, I went to a bar that's a real nice bar, Player Ball. They got about 3 locations in San Antonio. I remember one time I went over there to one location. And I had never bought, I had never bought this kind of whiskey before. So I went ahead and I said, hey, let me get a shot of Blue Label, Johnny Walker Blue Label. Man, they didn't even fill that shot glass all the way up. They filled it 75%. Okay? That pissed me off because you know how much that shot of Johnny Walker Blue Label was? $50. Now, I didn't know that until old girl told me. But I was like, hell, you know what, man? I don't treat myself all the time. Let me just go on. Even though it was ridiculous for me to pay $50 for a shot of whiskey. It didn't happen again because I start buying the whole bottle. Okay? If that's the case, that whole bottle that I got, if I was a bar, shit, I'd be done made, 200% profit off that bottle. And and let me tell you something. The tip that I left, was a reflection of that half empty glass, that half empty shot glass of whiskey. Okay, I might have paid $50 for that shot of whiskey, but the tip was minuscule, to say the least. See, guys, let me tell you something. You look at your older uncles my age and older, and you see all of them screwing off. Still, they up at 50, 60, 70 years old, still screwing up, still acting like an idiot, still acting like they did at 30, putting their own selfish, narcissistic perversions ahead and degenerate behavior above the family or above the race. We can't afford that no more. Okay? Because if you look out here, if you really pay attention, because a lot of articles online tell the truth about the condition, the economic health of this country. Do you think we can keep going on having negative GDP until this old man gets his ass out of office? Huh? He's so damn cocky that he just, oh, I know I'm gonna get elected. These niggers are gonna elect me again. That's why every time I get some of these Biden sexuals that come after me when I post something negative about Biden, you know what I tell them? Did Trump put forth? Did Trump sign a bill, a crime bill, huh? Like Clinton did. Clinton, did he sign a bill in the law that put a bunch of black men in prison? Hell, Trump was getting Negroes out of prison. Man, let me tell you something. Biden ain't gonna pardon no Negroes when he get ready to get out of office. Biden is the worst. Him and Clinton are the worst Democratic presidents ever. It was Joe Biden, that Senator Biden, who authored that 1994 crime bill and that crack to powder cocaine disparity. Those were two bills that he got signed by Clinton. The other one I didn't hear about until recently, maybe the last 5, 6, 7 years about that. Because see, what he did is his bill, if you sold crack cocaine and you got caught, you had mandatory minimum. You talking about getting caught with a handful of rocks and you doing 7 years, no parole in federal prison. I know a couple of cats that was slain, that got sent up the river. Now, when Obama got in there, he made both, whether you get caught with powder or crack cocaine, he made the sentences closer than he did with the bill that Joe Biden authored and Clinton signed it. Okay? You got Negro, I got niggas right now that hate my guts in my family. They done gave me the social death penalty. Okay? Not that I give a shit, because they ain't paying no bills over here. Okay? These niggas are, unforgiving toward me, but these are the same Negroes on Facebook talking about that 1994 crime bill was 20 some years ago. He's a changed man now. I'm like, no, he's a changed man in your mind, not in reality. See how these bisexuals are delusional? Tigers don't change their stripes, homie. Once a white supremacist, always a white supremacist. I don't believe that I'm a changed white supremacist. I ain't no longer a racist. No, you still a racist. You just smarter about it with your sorry ass. Okay? All day, every day. When I get up, I'm gonna be that locomotive. And if that's a source of, If that's a source of tension between me and you, I don't give a shit. Because at the end of the day, I know I'm doing the right thing. You, on the other hand, gonna get caught slipping in these streets, and the economy's gonna catch up to you. Just like it's catching up to black women. Now remember, in every Democratic election, black women almost 95 to 100% vote for the Democrat, whether they are crap or not. Okay? When Hillary Clinton ran for president, 98% of black women voted for her. Okay? Only 62% of black men voted for her. Okay? And remember, what did Hillary do? She went on a blame black men, blame black people tour. Talking about y'all didn't come out and support me. You ain't offering nothing. And being that I don't like what your husband did when he was president, I'm damn sure not gonna support you. Because I wish you just disappear and go home and be a grandmother instead of being out here trying to become a run for president. They shouldn't even never let her ass run. Why you think they pulled Joe Biden out their ass at the last minute? I told y'all before they did that they were going to resurrect that mummy. I told y'all that. And what happened? Here comes Joe Biden out of nowhere. Because he was the only whole card they had. And it wasn't much of a whole card. But you got niggas like Congresswoman Karen Bass, who's another do-nothing Democrat out there in LA. She's running for LA mayor. During the primary, again, 90% of black women in Los Angeles voted for her. Only 40% of black men voted for her. Let me tell you something. If black men don't vote, which they won't this time around too, the midterm and the 2024 election, I guarantee Joe Biden ain't gonna run away with this. They ain't gonna be able to finesse this one. Because the Republicans are on their ass. Okay? If you are satisfied with if you satisfied with Joe Biden's administration, you're either delusional or you're stupid. Because I remember I was looking at Bill Maher's racist ass on HBO. I'm watching him. I always watch his show because I'm gonna see what dirt what kind of scum he gonna have on his show. He don't never have no. When the first 10 years of his show, he used to have Republicans and Democrats on there. Now all he have on his show is Democratic politicians and Democratic shills and media. That's all he has on his show is folks that are going to agree with everything he says. Okay? And that's what, at least with Fox News, they'll bring a Democrat on there and they'll bring a Republican and they'll let them duke it out. You turn to CNN, all you see is Democratic shills on there. Kissing Biden's ass. Praising Biden for doing nothing. Like, I saw on Bill Maher's show last week or the week before that. He had these Democratic shills on there, right? And he was talking about because Bill Maher starting to show his racism. He was talking about he said, let me list the great things that Joe Biden did. And he named off all this little nothing fringe stuff. And I said to myself, even the whole country ain't benefiting from none of them executive orders or bills. And let me tell you something. Whenever I get Negroes checking me about when I criticize Obama, When I tell them the reason why Trump ended up in the presidency was because of Obama lying to working class white folks about bringing them good paying blue collar jobs back to America. Then he stood up there on national worldwide television doing his first term, and he said, I'm not going to stop American corporations from relocating jobs over to overseas in China. He said that. And them Negroes, they didn't care. Oh, he black. He make me feel good. He make you feel good, but he ain't done nothing for your black ass. Let me take a break real quick, y'all. Man, fuck you house niggas. Y'all a bunch of house niggas. All right. Hey, y'all, I'm about to bounce. I got things to do. Appreciate you guys hanging out with the Iceman. Be here next Tuesday, same time, same bat channel, for another exciting episode of the MoorishOG Speaks. I'm your host, the Iceman. Holler at your boy.